Hi, I was wondering, I saw that the congressman on the 11th voted yay on HJ Resolution 25, and I was wondering, would you be able to explain to me what that is? Because when I read the bill, it seemed like it was, when it says something like gross proceeds reporting by brokers that regularly provide services effectuating digital asset sales, it sounds like that politicians will no longer have to account for like Bitcoin contributions to their campaign. Am I wrong about that?
I'm not sure about the ins and outs of that legislation. I can certainly pass that message along to the congressman for you, though.
Yeah, certainly. Or someone in his staff. I certainly don't expect the congressman himself to give me a call back. I've been trying to get a meeting with him for weeks. So, but if anyone, I just want to understand. Like I said, I've read it several times. I've read the stuff around it. In case it's not obvious, I'm in the congressman's district, and when I reread it, it sounds like we're making it where assets on the blockchain won't have to be categorized as campaign contributions. So I'd love to understand if that is the case or isn't the case, and if it is the case, why the congressman voted for it. And I'm happy to give you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, you're good. You're good.
So what would be my best avenue to try and get in touch with someone on the staff and actually speak with them?
If you're trying to find out kind of like what you're saying, like the ins and outs of a specific bill, the best way to go about that is to contact the committee that was like oversees that bill, if that makes sense. So for this committee, it's House Ways and Means. They're in charge of that process from the beginning all the way getting it to the House floor. So they would know much more in depth about this, and I would give them a call.
And is there like, out of curiosity, does that committee have a phone number, or do you just call the head of the committee?
I can pull it up. Give me 1 second.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. I've got their phone number here.
Okay,
Do you
I'm
have
ready.
a paper on you, or?
I do. I have it right here ready.
Okay, great. It's going to be 202
Uh huh.
225
Uh huh.
3625.
Okay, and so when I call this number, I'll just let them know like who my congressional rep is, and then ask the questions, and then that should get me there.
Yeah, I would explain that you're just trying to understand the bill a little bit further. So you have a specific question and then ask it, and she will help you further there.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. And then last question, and then I'll let you go here. If I if I understand the bill to be what I think I'm reading, and if they confirm that it is there what would be my avenue to try to speak with the congressman about why to try to understand why the congressman voted in favor of it?
It would be to call us back, and I can certainly get that message to him for you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, and I hope you have a nice day.
Yeah, you as well. Have a good weekend. Take care.
Bye bye. Not bad. We're going to Fleischmann's office. Hi. I was wondering. I just called my congressman's office, and he was asking about HJ Resolution 0.25, and I was trying to understand the ins and outs of the bill, and she gave me y'all's phone number so I could ask a couple of questions. Are you who I might want to talk to?
Um, Let me get back to you real quick, man.
Okay. Do you want to put me on hold, or do you want my phone number? This is not a parent based.
ma'am?
Yes.
Hi, so all the publicly available information that'll be on congress.gov.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I guess it's well, I'm looking at it right now and I'm reading this joint resolution nullifies the rule titled gross proceeds reporting by brokers that regularly provide services effectuating digital asset sales. And my question is, does that mean that Congress people no longer have to report their blockchain contributions? Like it
I'm
sounds.
sure.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I'm not sure about that, ma'am.
Okay. Well, when I called my congressional rep's office, they told me to call the House Ways and Means Committee, and they would be able to answer my questions. Um, so I'm wondering, is there, like I'm a pretty I mean, I would like to consider myself, I mean, I can read what's in front of me here. I just can't understand. It sounds to me like we just made blockchain contributions not traceable to politicians, but I could be wrong. And I was just hoping there's anybody who could kind of explain that because the language isn't super plain.
I'm gonna see if someone can answer that, but the answer might just be it's just on our website.
Word. Okay, cool. Again, I'm just trying to understand it better because this is like decentralized finance. And I'm just like, if there's somebody who can help me, that'd be great. But if not, I understand.
Yeah, okay, I can check.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
No way this isn't someone's son. No way this isn't like a nephew or something like that. It's the way we had to. Hello. Yeah. Like what's up, bro? We're not presiding over the fall of the American government. God bless white men and their hubris.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Hi, so all the information will be on congress.gov, and
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you trying to help me out. Thank you so much.
no problem.
Bye
Have a
bye.
good day, ma'am.
Providing for congressional disapproval under Chapter 8 of Title 5, United States Code of the Rules submitted by the Internal Revenue Service relating to gross proceeds reporting by brokers that regularly provide services effectuating digital asset sales. End quote. Resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America and Congress assembled, the Congress disapproves the rule submitted by the Internal Revenue Service relating to gross proceeds reporting by brokers that regularly provide effectuating digital asset services. 89 Fed Reg 106928, December 30th, 2024, and such rule shall have no further force or effect. Passed the House of Representatives on March 11th, 2025. What does that mean? Because I read this to mean that we don't got to report our blockchain. Anytime we have a blockchain asset that's donated to a campaign or to a PAC, it doesn't have to be reported. So we can just like endlessly fill these political action committees with Bitcoin. Is that what I'm reading? Because it turns out the House Ways and Means Committee, they're answering the phones. They don't know. My congressional rep who voted for it, he don't know. So where can I find this out? Okay, now I'm going to call the bill's sponsor, Representative Mike Carey of Ohio, and maybe he or someone in his staff can explain to me what it means. So let's try here.
Congressman Kerry's office.
Hi, I am calling. I have kind of an interesting question, and I don't know who else to ask it. So I've called my congressional rep, and I've called the House Ways and Means Committee, and there's a bill that Representative Carey sponsored, and I'm just trying to understand the language of it. And I'm on Congress.gov reading it through, and I was hoping maybe somebody in your office might be able to clarify what the language means for me. Is that possible?
Sure, yeah. Let me check to see if anyone's available. Can I put you on hold for a moment?
Oh, this will be interesting. I wonder if she's actually going to get me somebody who can answer my question. If it's so, I guess I need to move to Ohio.
Hi, this is Emily. How can I help you?
Hi, Emily. I am trying to understand the language around HJ Resolution 25, and it was sponsored by Representative Carey, and I've called my congressional rep and I called the House Ways and Means Committee, and they couldn't really help me clarify some of the language, and I was hoping maybe you could.
Happy to, I guess, hear out your question and see if I'm able to help you. If not, but can you just explain more?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. I didn't give you a lot of context. Okay, so it says this joint resolution nullifies the rule titled "Gross Proceeds Reporting by Brokers and Regularly Provided Services, Effectuating Digital Asset Sales," and it goes on to say that if basically as of this, the IRS can no longer track effectuating decentralized financial transactions to report certain information regarding digital access to the IRS. Now, when I read that, it sounds a lot like blockchain assets like Bitcoin, stuff like that, aren't going to be tracked to congressional reps and political action committees. But I could be reading it incorrectly, but I just haven't been able to get clear on that.
Okay. So I don't know if you have been on our website, but we do have some press releases out about this that may be helpful to explaining it more, and I feel like directing you there might be better than talking to you about it on the phone. However, just generally, if the bill would rescind a rule that the IRS put out related to how the IRS, would require certain digital asset providers to submit information to the IRS and developers of like the software related to that. I know that's not necessarily the most helpful in terms of me explaining it, but I would direct you to our website where we kind of explain this more.
So I'm on your website right now, and if I'm looking for Kerry's statement to prevent government shutdown, I'm looking for more news on this one specifically. I'm just looking.
We have a press release we put out. If you go under press releases, it should be like it's like the third or fifth down maybe.
Credit for Caring Act. I'm looking at the shutdown government.
It says credit for caring. If you hit the press releases tab, it's there. It's 2 under the credit for caring act.
2 under credit.
It
in case you missed it, vote to overturn burdensome crypto rule.
And then generally what this would do, as well as has a statement from our boss on it.
Okay, perfect. That's actually exactly what I was looking for. You have been incredibly helpful, which is not always the case. So thank you so much, Emily. I really appreciate your time.
Of course.
Have you have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, so let's read this, shall we? It starts with, in case you missed it, Kerry bill to overturn burdensome crypto rule advances out of Ways and Means Committee. To watch Representative Kerry's remarks on the Ways and Means Committee, blah, blah, blah. On Wednesday, legislation introduced U.S. blah, 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 blah. The IRS broker rule advanced out of the Heist Committee. Last year, the IRS unilaterally reclassified certain businesses as brokers, putting taxpayers' privacy at risk and bombarding millions of Americans with extra paperwork. I want to thank Representative Kerry. The IRS broker rule, which requires self-custodial digital asset wallet providers and their other developers to non-custodial software to submit information reports to the IRS, was finalized to end. What does that mean, you ask? That means that your crypto wallet can be secret from the IRS. Your crypto wallet can be secret from the IRS. This Congressional Review Act of Disapproval would allow Congress to rescind the rule and stay in line with congressional intent outlined in the IIJA. After passing out of the Ways and Means Committee, the legislation now heeds to the U.S. House of Representatives for consideration. The legislation is supported by a number of groups, including Blockchain Associates, shocker there, Coin Center, Crypto Council for Innovation, the Digital Chamber, Americans for Tax Reform, Shareholder Advocacy Forum, Citizens Outreach, Open Competition Center, Less Government, Property Rights Alliance, Consumer Choice Center, Consumer Action for a Strong Economy, Americans for Prosperity, American Business Defense Council, Frontiers of Freedom, Small Business and Entrepreneur Council, Rio Grande Foundation, and the Center for a Free Economy, Taxpayer Protection Alliance, American Consumer Institute, Competitive Enterprise Institute, and of course, the Pelican Institute. Jesus H. Christ. Trump's America.